What is happening? I think we're in business. I'm pressing all the buttons. We're going to get it covered eventually. What is happening? Okay, here we go. Now I've got feedback. I think we're in business. I'm pressing all the buttons. We're going to get it covered eventually. Okay, hold on one second, guys. Here we go. Now I've got feedback. We're in business. Oh my goodness. This just goes to show you that anybody can do what I'm doing, right? Welcome, you guys. My name is Lynette Cunningham, and I am not like Miss Tech Savvy, as you're probably picking up on this, but I am passionate about LifeVantage, and I am passionate about the information that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight. And so we're going to get started. And to do that, I am going to go ahead and share my screen and pull up a PowerPoint to help me tell the story. So let's get started. Okay, first off, let me just say thank you so much for giving your time tonight to learn a little bit about LifeVantage. Somebody obviously cared enough about you to share this information, and I consider it a privilege to be able to kind of deliver some details of what they wanted you to know. But for starters, I want to tell you a little bit about how I found myself here at LifeVantage. And it goes back, you guys, to when I was in my mid-20s. I was dealing with infertility. And for 6 years, I saw multiple different doctors, multiple different specialists, took different medications, was diagnosed with different things. And I reached a point of saying, enough is enough. I'm going to take control of my health. And my way of going about doing that was taking a more natural, holistic approach. I started to see an acupuncturist. In addition to that, I started taking a blend of herbs. And in 1 year's time, I conceived my son. So when I was introduced to LifeVantage and our flagship product, Protandim, that's comprised of 5 plants, I already understood the power of plants and what they can do in your body. So that was like, I was very interested in learning more about the product. But in addition to that, I was intrigued at the idea of sharing such a significant product with profit potential. And here's the reason. When I was 21, I lost my father in a car accident. And he was a general contractor. He was self-employed. He provided beautifully for my mom and brother. And when that happened, my mom was in a position of having to try and decide how she was going to continue to support herself and my brother. And when I looked at my situation, I felt like it looked very similar in the sense that my husband and I were self-employed also. He did the actual work. I did the books for our businesses. But what I recognized is that if he wasn't able to do the work, I didn't have any books to do. I wouldn't have any income either. I saw LifeVantage as something that either one of us could do. And if something tragic happened in our life, we could continue on in the business. And you guys, the reality is life happens every day in very unexpected ways. It happens by way of job loss. It happens by way of accidents or sickness. And I believe that LifeVantage offers a solution to better equip you to deal with whatever life throws at you. So in the next, 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to try to really share with you the things that were so important to me in coming to a decision as to whether or not this was a fit for me. And it all starts with the significance of the product. I would have never even taken a look at this if it wasn't for the amazing flagship product, Protandim. So we're going to get into that. First, I'm going to get a little disclosure out of the way, you guys. We are going to talk about income. And for that reason, it's important to let you know we're all independent distributors, which means every person has different results. And I'm going to share some facts with you so you'll be able to come to your own conclusions on all of this. So tonight we're going to talk about leveling up your life in regards to your health and your finances, you guys. But we're going to start at the very beginning. We're going to start with a scientist who discovered SOD in our bodies. SOD stands for superoxide dismutase. And you guys, he discovered this in our bodies back in the late 60s. He spent his entire career researching the effects of free radical damage, also known as oxidative stress, and the role that it plays in aging. And from all of that extensive research, a product was developed. That product we like to refer to as the little yellow activator, or Protandim Nerf 2. And you guys, that product was formulated in 2003. And in fact, the University of Colorado did a study showing that this product, comprised of 5 plants, lowers oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. Well, that is such a significant breakthrough that it got some attention. In fact, ABC News wanted to do an investigative report. And I don't know about you, but I used to always watch those shows that ABC News did. And it seemed like every one of those shows was really to try to expose some falsehoods that were occurring. And I don't know that that wasn't their initial intent, but I can tell you that's not the results they got. Because what happened is John Quinones, the reporter, had his blood drawn. He then took Protandim Nerf 2 for 2 weeks' time and had his blood drawn again. And it was aired on TV that the results were even better than what the studies showed. When that happened, you guys, we're a publicly traded company. The stock skyrocketed to over $20. But at the same time, we were a research and development company. We weren't even set up for distribution. So that stock price fell back down. People that saw that airing wanted the product, but really didn't have a way to go about getting it. So the company quickly set up the process of distribution by putting it on store shelves of GNC, Vitamin World, different stores like that. And that's where the product sat. Because the reality is, you guys, this product was being sold for $50 right on the shelf with the other antioxidants. Well, vitamin C is like, $8 for the bottle. Everybody knows vitamin C is an antioxidant, right? But they didn't know what Protandim was. And the reason is because Protandim does something that nothing else on the shelf does. We're going to get to that. But the point is that the company recognized something had to change. They called in some advisors and were given the advice to switch their business model to direct sales so that a story could be told, an education piece could be given. And you guys, when we launched in May of 2009 into direct sales, we went from 3 million in a year in revenue to now we're at over 230 million a year. So obviously the right decision, right? And as I mentioned, we are publicly traded. We're now on the NASDAQ. And in addition to that, when that airing occurred, universities became so interested in studying this that they started funding their own studies. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the universities who were involved in that. But I'm going to tell you, when I started in 2009, there were 3 studies that had been done. Now there's over 25. It's absolutely amazing. So you may not even know what oxidative stress is or what causes it. So let's start with what causes it. Oxidative stress is caused from breathing, from eating, the foods we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe. You guys, there's pesticides and toxins and EMFs, and we're just bombarded on a daily basis. If we don't exercise, if we exercise too much, it's coming at us from all angles. And it's such a significant problem that millions and millions of dollars has been spent in research. You guys, oxidative stress is kind of like the nucleus or the middle, the issue at hand that affects all of these other things in our bodies. In fact, if you leave oxidative stress unchecked or out of control, it affects your heart, your skin, your brain, your lungs, every aspect of your body is affected. In fact, PubMed.gov is an incredible resource for research. It's the National Institute of Health's Library of Medicine. And if you go to that website and type in oxidative stress, what you're going to find is over 250,000 studies that have been done. Now, each study costs millions of dollars. So why would so much research be done on this? Because it's that big of an issue. Something else you can do while you're at that site is type in the word Protandim. And what you're going to find is those 25 plus studies that have been done, not on an ingredient in Protandim, but in Protandim itself. So absolutely mind-blowing what you start to uncover as you learn about this product. And the reality is, up until the time that Protandim was released, there was nothing else that could lower oxidative stress. It's a stand-alone product, complete game changer. There's nothing else that you can do. You can't ingest enough fruits and vegetables and vitamins. You just cannot take it all in and get the same result that you can take when you take Protandim Nerve 2. And I'm going to educate you a little bit as to the reason why. But the reality is that the studies show that Protandim lowers oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days, which is absolutely incredible. It also increases superoxide dismutase by 30% and catalase by 54%, glutathione by 300%. Now, I don't know about you, but a lot of these things I hadn't heard of prior to learning some of this information, other than glutathione. I think glutathione, especially as of late, has become more commonly talked about. But this product is comprised of 5 plants that are turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, ashwagandha. Now, I know you're familiar with some of those ingredients, but what's different is that in this recipe, in this formula, the synergy that's created from this recipe or formula makes it 18 times more effective than any one ingredient on its own. So here's the deal, you guys. I always had heard that I should take antioxidants. I didn't know why. I just was told it was good for me. I didn't understand the process, right? Well, the reason that that advice is given is because antioxidants eradicate free radicals. Free radicals cause oxidative stress to the body, and we've already identified that oxidative stress, not good, right? So we knew to take antioxidants, but here's the deal. Antioxidants work on a 1-to-1 ratio, one and done. It eradicates one free radical and then it's done. It's done all it can do. So you cannot possibly ingest enough antioxidants to eradicate the massive amount of free radicals that take place in your body on a daily basis. What Protandim does is it activates your body to start producing your own antioxidant enzymes. So you're not supplementing your body, you're activating your body to produce it on its own. Just think about it like this room has wires that go through the wall. But until I walk in and flip the switch on, the lights are off. It's dark in here. Our bodies are kind of the same way. Like we're wired to produce our own antioxidant enzymes. But as we age, the production of those enzymes decrease, kind of like the volume on a stereo, right? It's like as if it gets turned down a little bit each year of your life. Well, Protandim flips that switch back on so that your body starts producing antioxidant enzymes the way that it did when you were 20 years old. So if your blood's drawn, they can no longer tell your age from that particular test. It's absolutely a breakthrough, so much so. Check out the universities who have invested millions of their dollars to study Protandim. Harvard, American Heart Association, LSU, Colorado State, Ohio State. I mean, very long list, right? In addition to that, check out the journals that have published these reports. And we've been featured on NBC, Wall Street Journal, the Today Show, ABC News, PBS, Dr. Phil. Now, you may be going, really? It's been in all those places and I haven't heard about it? I know. It's It's kind of crazy, right? But the reality is there's hidden gems everywhere, and you just found a hidden gem, you guys. The masses have not yet heard about this, which is why I love to share it. I know the impact that it's going to make. We also have 7 patents that are on this formulation. You guys check out what Washington State University said. They said that Nerf2 is potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. Like, do I need to say more? That kind of sums it up. Now, we do have other products at LifeVantage, but what I want you to understand that all of these products all start with that Nerf2 science in mind. In fact, a lot of them are simply Nerf2 activated, you guys. And I won't go into the research of it all and tell you all the amazing things. I will tell you that I use all of these products. The body care is going to be released in June, but absolutely amazing product line, because the reality is when you start with a product as significant as Protandim Nerf2, then you have to keep your standards high as you're going to introduce other products. And that is exactly what LifeVantage did with these amazing, amazing products. Now we're going to talk a little bit about ways that you can benefit from sharing this information. It's what we do. When we learn about something amazing, it's a natural inclination to share it, whether it's an amazing movie, an amazing restaurant. When we get our hands on something good, we share it with the people that we care about, right? And here's something else I want you to think about, you guys, because my husband and I have always been business owners. And I always think about, like, one of our businesses was investing in real estate. And with real estate, it's all about location, right? Like, when you can get the right location and then the market shifts, like there's a gold mine sitting there. Well, in a lot of cases, when you can beat the masses to something significant, there's a lot of income potential. I mean, think about Facebook or Amazon. If you had the ability to be one of those early investors, knowing what you know now, would you do it? Yeah. Who wouldn't? Well, you're learning about a cutting edge technology with LifeVantage, which means that there's huge potential there. But that's not all. We're also living in a society where people are very accustomed to doing social marketing, right? From their cell phones. They're accustomed to, think about Uber, driving Uber as a side hustle, or Uber Eats. People like having side gigs to make extra money. People are renting out rooms of their houses, or even their house in its entirety, with Airbnb and Vrbo. And you guys, people are looking for extra ways to make income. And I love that LifeVantage offers something that's so user-friendly, because they provide us with the perfect meld. We build our businesses from our laptops and our cell phones from wherever we're at, right? We share it socially. We don't have to have a physical location with a storefront and stocking products. We don't have to do any of that. It's all online shopping portal. And here's how it's done. It's done through networks. When you share this information with people, as we naturally will and do, you create a network of customers that use the product, and you will earn an income off of that network. But when you want to talk about leveraged income and really, really making a big impact on the size check that you create, well, when you have distributors who also build networks of customers, well, now you're creating a seriously leveraged check. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But just to tell you a little bit further about doing this business, you guys, we're provided with a virtual office. So the company takes care of a lot of that heavy lifting for us. We have an app that allows us to share a cart and makes it super easy for us to conduct our business from wherever we are. We're also a global company, which means you can potentially be earning money around the clock if you have a global business. Like the sun doesn't set on the whole world at the same time, right? And so we're in each of these countries that you see here and continue to expand. So how do you get started? Well, you pick a pack. You pick the pack that works for you. And you can see the choices there. The first pack, the silver pack, gives you just a little sample of some of the products. It's $350. The gold pack is $650, gives you more of an array of products. And then the platinum pack is the greatest value at $1,250 because you're actually getting almost $1,800 in product. So there's a 30% savings there. It also allows you to experience all of the products, to start building your own story and experience. And there's enough in there that you can start sharing it with your network. Because a lot of times when people are learning about it, they want to see it, they want to touch it. You'll have it all right there to be able to do that with. But how do we make money? I mean, because the reality is, I know and you know, time is of the essence. And if it's not worth our time, it's not worth our time. So how you make money happens on a weekly and monthly basis. And I'm going to break it down for you. But first, we're going to talk about your return on investment, because typically that's where people want to start. Like, how do I get my money back the fastest? In this example, it shows a person who purchased a gold kit. They spent $650. When they enroll 3 other gold kits, they pretty much have their return on investment, right? If this example was what I did, I enrolled on the platinum pack, $1,250. If I enrolled 3 platinum packs, I would get $400 from each of those. I'd have $1,200 earned, plus all of the product, got my money back, right? So basically, you refer 3, it's free. Essentially is how it works, with an exception of maybe $50 or so. The customers work the same way. So if you are using a bottle of Protandim Nerve 2, $49.99, and you share this with a customer, they order a bottle, you're going to earn $16 off of that bottle. 2 more customers, another $16 each. You've got your product for free. Refer 3, get it free. So it's just an easy way to kind of understand how you get your return on investment. But this is the part, you guys, this is the part that makes the difference, in my opinion. I'm going to tell you, I didn't quite understand the significance or magnitude of a leveraged income until the example that's shown here in number 1 was explained to me. And here's the reason why. For the sake of the example, we use the number 5. So it's just for simplicity that we use that number. It's a perfect matrix. So if I went out and enrolled 5 distributors who each had 200 points in product being ordered between what they were ordering for themselves as well as their customers, I would earn $20 a month. Now, that's not worth my time, just being real and honest. But here's where the leverage comes in. If those 5 people that I shared it with share it with 5 other people, well, now there's 25 people ordering 200 points in product. I'm going to earn money off of all of their product orders. So now I'm going to get an additional $250 over and above the 20 that I've already got. Now let's look at another level, because this compensation plan pays 9 levels deep. Okay. So on my 3rd level, if those 25 people each enroll 5 people, there's now 125 people who are ordering products, have customers ordering product. I'm going to get a percentage of that. My compensation, if they're each at 200 points, is $2,250. You guys, at that point, when you add those 3 levels up, I'm at $30,000 a year. 1 more level of people enrolling 5 each. My check is $6,250 a month, plus what I've already mentioned. Now I'm at $100,000 a year. Do you see how the power of leveraging a network can work? You guys, if you think about that example, I enrolled 5 people. It was the network that continued to enroll. That's the power of creating a leveraged income. On the second example, it's the generational matching bonus. The way that that works is that when I enroll a distributor, whatever their unilevel compensation or royalty commission is, They're going to get paid that in its entirety, but I'm going to get a 10% bonus over and above their check. And anyone that they enroll, I'm going to get 5% off of them. And it goes 5 levels deep. So it's a nice incentive to continue to help the people that you're introducing this to and that they are introducing it to. Number 3, the elite pool. This one's big because the company puts 4% of global sales into a pool, and then that is shared amongst the ranks 7, 8, 9, and 10 in the company. Now, the cool thing about that is you literally could enroll as a distributor today and start building your business. And when you qualify as an Elite Pro 7, you get to begin to participate in this, getting a share in global sales, getting to participate in the previous 11 years of business and orders that had been taking place and landing in that pool. You get to participate in that. So it's pretty exciting to get a piece of that action. Now, you may want to kind of get more black and white version of what you can expect to earn in building a LifeVantage business. And the cool thing is that we have an income disclosure statement. As a publicly traded company, you can be confident that these are accurate earnings of our distributors. So our core rank at LifeVantage is Pro 3. That's having 5,000 points in product ordered each month. So a Pro 3 earns an average of $581 a month. That can take a little burden off, right? Like that could cover a pretty significant bill in the household on a monthly basis. Now, check out our Premier Pro 5s. They have 20,000 points a month going through their organization. They're earning almost $3,000 a month, $2,935 a month. That's about $35,000 a year, you guys. Check out our Elite Pro 7s. They have 100,000 points in volume going through their organization on a monthly basis, and they earn an average of $12,000 a month. It's incredible. And for my husband and myself, we hit the Master Pro 10 rank in just over 4 years. And again, that's not something that we could accomplish on our own. That takes a network of people. And I'm going to tell you, when this was introduced to me, my biggest question was, can I do this? And all you guys, the thing that I love is that there is a system that I plugged into. I didn't have to go try to figure it out. I plugged into the system. The company provides the call center. The company ships the product. They house the product. They take care of creating the websites. They provide me my virtual office. They provide me my app. They do the heavy lifting. And in addition to that, they have leadership that rolls out and says, here's what you do next. And that is what I did. I brought work ethic and commitment. And I treated this as a business. And I have to say, I didn't share this at the beginning. My husband and I were running 6 corporations and my children were 2 and 4. It's not like we had a lot of time to fit this in, but I think that we make time for what's important, right? And the one thing my husband and I recognized is we weren't happy with our situation. And if we wanted something to change, we had to change something, right? So hopefully I've delivered this information to you in a way that makes sense, that you can appreciate. And what I would tell you is at the onset of this presentation, I told you that I feel like LifeVantage offers a solution so that when life happens, we're better equipped to deal with it. And I believe that wholeheartedly to be the case. So a lot of times when you get this information, you know, you're like, okay, I believe I want to start taking the product. And you know what? I'm happy for you. You need this product. It's going to benefit you more than you can even imagine. But if you're like me, I saw this information and was like, yeah, I'm taking the product, but I want a piece of that action too. Like I want to get in on that business. And so wherever you find yourself, even if you just have some more questions, wherever you find yourself, I'd encourage you to get back with the person who shared this information because you, again, have just found a hidden gem. And it is, in my opinion, a life-changing gem. So thank you so much for your attention tonight. And I wish the best for you. Take care.